Okay, go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nicole, my name is Marcy McGraw, and I am a UAF practicum student. And we're here today to do a mock interview. And is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping first, and we're going to talk about confidentiality and what our policy is. Whatever we say will stay with just between us. There is three things that would make me be mandated to report, and that is child abuse and neglect, elder abuse, and if you're in immediate danger to yourself. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. So I'd like to start off by just getting a snapshot of where you're at and what you would like to bring up today.
Yeah. So I live in a sort of small apartment with 3 other girls, and we have 1 refrigerator. And for some reason, it just doesn't seem like my roommates can load the fridge in a logical manner. And I seem to have to reload everything they put into it at least every other day.
Oh, wow.
It's awful. But yeah, it's very frustrating to have to continually put everything that they just put in back in a more logical way because there's just not enough space.
So how does that make you feel when you open the refrigerator and see that?
Oh, it's so stressful. It's just when things are falling at me, I get very, it's not something I want to open my fridge to, and it stresses me out a lot.
So is it just the refrigerator itself, or is it the whole kitchen area?
The kitchen area seems to be okay, but it's just the fridge that seems to be this one huge problem in my head, but not in theirs.
So it sounds like that's a trigger for you.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that correct? Okay. So tell me some of the things that you've done in the past that you've tried to alleviate the stress of the refrigerator.
Yeah, I've tried to go grocery shopping with them on the same day so that we can all put it in there at the same time, and so that would maybe help, but doesn't seem to help. And then, yeah, that's about all I've really tried, I think.
Okay. So how long has this been going on?
Since the start of school.
Have you known your roommates before this? So
Yeah, so one girl I've been living with her for 4 years, and we've always gotten the fridge thing down. She's kind of with me on that one. But our other 2 roommates are new to us this year. We know them, we've known them for a while, but this is our first time living with them.
Oh, right.
And so that's, yeah, it's been a process, a learning process.
So do they tell me how you've brought this up to them and what you've
Yeah.
done to advocate for yourself?
Yeah, we've tried to explain to them. They're not from the U.S., so they're from Norway, but they've lived in the U.S. long enough to like understand a refrigerator, I believe. And so we've talked to them and explained to them what like different drawers do and the purpose of like the crisper or the meat drawer and stuff like that. And they seem to listen, but it just doesn't seem to happen. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess what I'm really hearing is that overall, with all 4 of you being roommates, that in general everything runs pretty smoothly except the refrigerator. Is that kind of where you're going?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the most part, we all get along. Just
Okay.
the refrigerator for some reason.
So I guess my thought would be if you could get them to redo the refrigerator, where do you see yourself being with them? And
Yeah.
I guess I didn't say that right. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Let me rephrase that. I guess I would like to understand more. Is it just the refrigerator itself, or is how do you feel when they don't do what you ask them to do?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like I try really hard to accommodate some of their special needs in our apartment. And I feel like this is the one need that I have in our apartment, and they're just not into it.
Mm.
So I feel a little, I mean, I definitely feel slightly ignored, but I also feel that it's such a trivial matter that I shouldn't feel so worked up about it. But for some reason, it really triggers like this stressful and this like feeling of just nobody listening for some reason.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you're not feeling validated for something that might seem small to somebody else, but it is very important to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So how does tell me a little more about the dynamics with your long-term friend that you've been living with and the two new people coming in.
Yeah. So my long-term friend and I get along great. We have lived in the same single room with 2 beds for a very long time, and she's my best friend. And then the other two they're good friends together, and then they're on our team, so we thought that it would be a good idea to live with them. But I think it's been a learning process of like how they live versus how me and my roommate, because this is also our apartment, like they moved into kind of our apartment.
Okay.
And so I think for us it was it took us a little bit to be like, oh my gosh, these people like live here and it's not just the 2 of us and this is new to us. But I feel like we're working on it and we're getting along, but there's just certain things that for some reason we can't click on, and it is very frustrating.
Right. It sounds like, from what you've told me so far, is that you've already had you have a very strong connection with your roommate, and bringing 2 more people in, it's going to take some time and effort on everybody's part.
Yeah.
And at this point, you don't feel that the 2 new roommates are on track with you and your other roommate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, what do you think would help to make that process a little smoother in incorporating the 2 new people into your house already established household?
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good question. I think it's just finding the balance between understanding where they're coming from, but also trying to have them understand our side of things. And I feel like that's been the disconnect is in my opinion, we've been very accommodating to them, and we've been very we go with whatever they need and we're there to help them. But it doesn't seem the same on the flip side. And I think me and my other roommate, we're very good at shrugging it off and being like, oh, it's just a cultural thing, and maybe someday they'll come around and they'll understand that this is whatever, but it just does not seem to have happened yet. And we're struggling to find a way to have them understand and like understand why. I don't think they see the fridge as an issue to anything, but me and my other roommate, her name's Callie, we definitely see the issue of the fridge as this thing that needs to happen and be solved, but we just can't figure out how you solve it because we don't feel like they're listening when we're trying to explain it.
Right. So, can you clarify for me how long they've been your roommates?
Yeah, we started in August, halfway through August, we all moved in together.
Oh, okay. So it's only been a couple months.
Yeah, it hasn't been a long time, which is the other thing. We're trying to give it more time.
Okay.
But it seems that it's just the same thing every other day.
Right.
But I think we still have time. They'll be living with us all year, so we definitely have time.
So tell me about what you do with your roommates. Do you guys kind of live on your own, or do you guys actually do stuff together?
Yeah, so Me and my actual roommate, Callie, we do pretty much everything together. And then the other two are on my ski team. So I practice with them every day, and then team functions, stuff like that. Me and Callie tend to cook and shop together and stuff like that. And sometimes the other two will eat with us, but it's kind of this weird, I don't know, it's always seemed weird to either shop with them or to have them eat dinners with us. I don't know why, but it's this weird idea, I guess, for us. I don't know. I don't know if we're so stuck in our like 2-person ways that we can't extend or what's going on there.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys are, they do stuff together on their own, and then you and your other roommate do stuff, and you really haven't come together as a group to do group things to really get to know each other on a more basic level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is that something that you see potentially down the line? It kind of sounded like that when you were talking that.
Yeah, I think we could in further along, but it's, I don't know, it's interesting to, I feel, I don't know, sometimes I feel like me and my one roommate have this, like, we have it down, we understand each other, we get it, and we're moving on, and it's just very hard for us to be like, let's include more people with more things, and it just seems so much more complicated for us when it's just easier for the two of us to be like, oh, we're doing this. And that's not good, and we need to fix that. But
right.
Yeah, I think including them further along the line and finding things that the 4 of us all like to do, I think that is important. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to take a minute just to kind of summarize what you've said to me. That you and your roommate have been roommates for about 4 years, and that you have 2 new roommates that have been there about 6 weeks or so, and that everything in general is working well for you guys except for the refrigerator, and how they really don't understand that that's a very important aspect of your household, is to keep things organized in the refrigerator. And it sounds from what you've told me that possibly down the line that you could include doing stuff as 4 people to get to know each other and understand, you know, your cultures and your values and stuff like that. Is that kind of...
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, our time's almost done. If you are willing, maybe we could go back and do another interview, and we could sit down and set goals and do some of the agreements to see if we can help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Okay.